Congratulations, you've finished your conference and now it's time to give people certificates. This is where CEUHelper really shines and saves you some time. So if you navigate to your conference and choose your organization if it's not shown at the top, and then click Attendees. This will show you everybody who attended your conference. Up at the top, you can search for specific attendees or sort by different categories. So I have 3 attendees here. And we'll talk about situations for each. We're actually going to start at the bottom of the list with Gillian. Now, Gillian's all set. He submitted his CEUs as indicated by the submitted box. I have a record that he paid, and so I'm ready to give him a certificate. All I have to do is click Process CEUs. That'll just take a moment, and now a certificate is sent off to Gillian. He's ready to go. Now, this first person is actually the administrator. They didn't actually go to the events. It was just sort of as a test. So I'm going to click Reject. And all that is a note to myself indicating that I dealt with this row and I can move on. Now what about Clarabelle here? Well, she hasn't submitted her CEUs yet. And what that might mean is everything's not quite synced yet. So I would just wait a day or two, see if Clarabelle does submit her CEUs. If not, you can force submission by clicking on that button. And now she's ready to go. But let's say I wanted to review her CEUs and maybe add some events. If that's the case, I can click View CEUs, and it looks like the event she went to wasn't quite valid. If I want to make those valid, I can just hit Validate CEUs, and now she's earned those 0.8 CEUs. If I need to add some other events for the person, I can click Add Event for User, and do a quick search, and choose the event from the list, and click Add Event. And that'll automatically add it and make it valid. Once that's all set, and I'm ready to process the CEUs, I can just click the Process CEUs button. All right, so let's go back. And let's say we've gone through all our participants, or we can process all of them, and we need to get our reports ready for the BACB. Well, this is a cinch with CEUHelper. You just click the Download and Transfer button, and we can just download the BACB renewal form data. We'll get an alert saying that that's getting processed, and once it's ready, you'll get an email with the renewal form ready to go. You might just want to take a quick scan through the renewal form and then it's ready to go. And then you're ready to submit that to the BACB. Now, if you had some attendees who didn't use a CEUHelper account, but instead had manual certificates, we can click this Manual Certificates button. Now, I had one person, Joy here, who didn't have a CEUHelper account, but still collected some CEUs by scanning a badge, or maybe she pulled out a paper form and I just want to make sure all her events are added. So I can view her certificate with all her information, and she doesn't have any events yet, so I need to add one. Great, now that I've added the event, this certificate's ready to go. Make sure I save those changes, and I can either print the certificate, email it right to Joy, or save it as a PDF. I'm going to go back to the list so we can just see it here. So once the certificate's ready, we can also email it from the main manual certificates list. All right, so with that, you should be all set to process CEUs and get your reports ready for the BACB. Thanks again for using CEUHelper.